Hey, how's it going, Sun Valley? Hey, I have a story to tell you. So, when I was a little kid, I was scared of the dark. Yeah, I know. And one night, in the middle of the night, I heard something outside my window, and I did what any little scared little boy would do. I ran and told my mommy. Yeah, I went and told my mom, said, hey, something happened outside, I don't know what it was. And so my mom got out of bed and grabbed a little flashlight and went and checked it out for me. And now, if you ever met my mom, she's about this tiny, but I remember thinking she's the most bravest person in the world. And that little flashlight of hers makes her special and have her superpowers of not being scared. She came inside and she told me something. She's like, there's nothing. But one of the things she told me that really stuck with me was that she's like, you don't have to be scared. God's with you. And that's always kind of stuck with me my whole life. And so I want to share a verse with you guys. I want to tell you guys in Psalm 119, verse 105, it says, your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. And so what can we look at that? That's a verse we've probably heard a bunch of times that you and I have seen maybe on someone's wall. We've probably seen at a store or something like that. We've seen that verse, but what does that really mean? Well, let me kind of unpack that for you. First is that we can understand that God's word truly is a light that reveals our journey. It reveals the next step. And so when we look to God's word, it can show us what our life is, and it reveals God's plan for us, and we can understand it and see that through his word. The next thing that we can understand and we have to see is that we have to trust God's word, and we have to let it be known that he has an idea for us and that he has a plan for us. And so a lot of us question that. Sometimes we are confused on what God's doing, but in reality, when we spend more time in God's word, we can see him working. Lastly, it reveals God's will for you and I. The beauty of God's word being a light is that it illuminates and brings light and brings everything out of darkness. And so here's the question I want to ask you. What do you need God's word to light up for you today? Do you have to look to God's word for some wisdom so you can make a decision, so you can make a change in your life? Does God's word have to illuminate some maybe stumbling blocks or some sin that you have, and you have to look to that? Or maybe something that you just have to trust that he has a plan for your journey and he has a path for you. My prayer for you today and this week is that you look to God's word for true wisdom, for discretion and truth, and that you understand that he has a plan and he has a way for you in this life. And that's the only way that we can see that, and that's through his word. So you guys have a great week. We'll see you later.